Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Today I wanted to talk about this. It's because I hear about it all the time. Yes, another flare video. And of course this relates to TMS PDP recovery. So we'll get to that in a minute. It's a gorgeous day. A little windy, but warm, sunny. Love it. The trees are all green. It's amazing. Just a few weeks ago, everything was gray. Now it's all green. Beautiful. So, another flare video. So I can't tell you how many times people will say, whether it be group coaching, private messages, emails, Facebook and YouTube comments, I'm in a flare, help! Right? And generally that indicates a certain amount of panic and freak out. So the first answer that I'm going to give is don't panic. Don't freak out. Right? A flare is meaningless. All it means is that the brain is perceiving more danger than it was prior to the flare. That's it. So how do we prevent a flare, Dan? Well, that'll happen over time. As your brain feels more and more safe and comfortable, they will become farther apart and less intense. But while they're occurring, here's the key. Don't fear them. Don't wait for the other shoe to drop. Don't dread the next one, because that's more likely to keep your brain perceiving danger and more likely for a flare to happen. You know you're getting better when you don't care when or if symptoms increase, because you know what it is, and most importantly, you know what to do about it, right? So, another flare video. Help, I'm in a flare. First message to yourself. I know what that is. No need to panic. I know what that is. But damn, what if I can't figure out what caused it? Doesn't matter. If it's not obvious, it doesn't matter. But what if I bent over to pick something up and the pain came on right away? It's probably not an injury, even though it may feel like it. It's probably just an acute onset of TMS, perceived danger pain. How do I know? Had dozens and dozens of them over my 13 years. Almost every flare-up I had happened when I bent over to do something. Why? Because that's the event that started my pain in the first place, a bend over and ouch. So, none of those were actual injuries. They were acute onsets of TMS triggered by the brain perceiving bending over as dangerous. Now the first one, it didn't, but it just happened to pick that time to turn on the symptoms. I had a lot going on in my life. I was a new father, 3-year-old, living in a rental, not a homeowner. Money was tight, stressful job, long commute. Marriage was okay, but not perfect. And talk of a second child. And I'm sitting here going, how did I get here? This is not what I envisioned for my life. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. I had a marriage and a kid. I was blessed. But yet, in my late teenage years, I was envisioning myself starting a business, being in sales, doing something, making a ton of money, being wealthy, driving nice cars, and that wasn't the case. So I think subconsciously my brain was going, how the heck did we get here? Point of the matter is, none of that matters. None of that counts. Because after I had the pain, the perception of danger shifted from all of this life stuff to, bending over, moving, laying down, sitting, standing up, walking, right? And over the years, things got worse and worse. So, a flare video. I didn't know this, but every time I'd have a flare, I would predict, oh crap, it's going to take me months to feel better. That's a cool sound. If anybody knows what that bird is, comment below. So when I would have a flare-up, I would go, oh no, and I would immediately go lay down, and I'd panic. And I'd go into predictions that this is going to take a long time to deal with, especially if the acute onset was particularly strong. And I can guarantee you that my panic and the prediction of it taking a long time to settle down made sure that the symptoms were fairly intense and took a long time to settle down. So what could I have done differently? Well, these days I know, and I see it time and time again with my coaching clients and the people out in the interwebs looking at comments. People say, yeah, my symptoms flared up, but I really took it much more calm than I ever did before. I reassured myself I'm actually okay and that I know what this is. I didn't buy into it with the fear. I didn't ruminate on it. I didn't try to figure it out. I just kind of reminded myself I'm good. Messages of safety. Kind of shifted my attention back to life. And the flare lasted for much less time than it ever had previously. So the quickest way to get rid of a flare is to call it out for what it is. I know, it's all just TMS. It's all perceived danger. Nothing bad happened. Just the brain perceiving danger. And I'm actually okay. And what you'll find is, it takes practice. It's not going to shut everything off immediately. But if you're in the middle of a flare and you're pretty well freaked out, pull yourself out of the freak out. The sooner you do, the sooner your flare is going to end. It's predictable. It's probable. It's not just possible, it's probable. You can influence the intensity and the duration of your flare by how you respond to it. When you know what it is, I know what it is, and you stop trying to figure it out and you just jump right to how can I convey safety to my brain. These flare-ups can be much shorter in duration and much less intense. That's it. That's all we have to understand. Don't try to figure out what did I do that caused it. If it's not obvious, stop looking. Jump right to safety. I know what it is. I'm okay. Brain's perceiving danger. But hey, brain, shh, we're good. We got this. Don't worry about it. And you'd be surprised at how quickly these things can settle down. And once you realize that you can influence the intensity and the duration of your flare-ups, guess what happens? You become less and less afraid of your flare-ups, and the whole system starts winding down and settling down. So, not going to talk about the same exact topic 6 more different ways, but the bottom line is don't panic, call it out for what it is, remain calm. Remind yourself that you're good. It's going to be short term. It'll go away before you know it. Relax. Put your attention to something else. And you're going to be just fine. So, going to wrap it up here, folks. Hope everybody is doing well. And as usual, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.